You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Communism has been entrenched in the minds of the U.S. residents and some of the citizens. This is what we are dealing with. Whether you realize it or not, it is authoritarian communism that the CIA introduced into the American culture, called it many things and operated it in many ways, using FBI, CIA, NSA, on the record, off the record, ICE, IRS, U.S. Marshal Service, all sorts of CBP entities, all sorts of DOJ entities, and DOJ itself. We are in the middle of a communist country today, and it is run by career government employees. It is so violent and murderous that the government employees that do not do it are afraid to even mention it, alone in a room for the fear that their devices are being listened to. You are in the middle of Nazi Germany. You are in the middle of communist Russia during the heyday of the Soviet Union. They are using AOC to attempt to cause aversions to what I'm saying. What I am saying, they will say about President Trump in an attempt to cover over the assassinations and racketeering activity of their deep state, shadow government, criminal enterprise, racketeering, and organized crime entity. However, that racketeering and organized crime reaches into national security crimes such as sedition, treason, and espionage. So here we are a month and a half after I find this thing on my credit report. Never have received anything in writing from these people. Yesterday I find that they sent it to an Indiana address that I haven't lived in almost a decade. At least that's what they tell me. And at least that's the way they want to carry it if they did send it there. Because there's no way if you do an investigation, if you conduct an investigation on my social security number and my name, that you would believe I live in Indiana. There's no way. So they put it on one credit service. I dispute it. It gets taken off of that credit agency, and then they put it on the next one. And then I call them and I say, what are you doing? Well, we still need a police report. Well, I have an FTC report. I understand that's a police report and qualifies as a police report. He says, okay, yeah, you can fax it. I said, can I email it? He said, sure. I emailed it to an address I've emailed things to on multiple occasions and have not received anything back from. So I called today just to check up on it. And they said, we need a police report. I said, I understand the FTC report qualifies as a police report. They said, no, we require. I said, who requires? My supervisor requires. I said, well, your supervisor's communist. You're trying to stretch this thing out as long as you can because you get paid for every interaction that I engage in with you. The medical corporation that hired you is being fleeced, but I didn't tell them this part, is being fleeced by these people. They're going to extend it because they know it's a bad call. So every time they do something, they charge the medical corporation for services rendered. The statutes protecting us from credit services fraud is not powerful enough, is not protecting the citizen. So I guess there's one more credit bureau left, and they're going to put that on my next credit bureau if this isn't sufficient. I called the people in government here, and they got Norman PD on it, and hopefully something will appear. I was speaking with the officer, and the great sergeant said it'd be easier if they went and got the report themselves, fax something over. It's that easy. I said, well, I don't think these people want to do anything other than string this thing along, so I don't think that's going to happen. So here we are a month and a half later, and they're telling me to get a police report they should have told me to get in the beginning. I told them I had an FTC report every time I called, every time I emailed. Even the guy yesterday, I told him I have an FTC report. He said, fine, send it in. So if I didn't call today back, I wouldn't have known that they wanted an actual police report. I still have not received anything in writing from these people. Yet they're supposedly professionals that are supposed to find me and take care of this debt. The only thing they're interested in doing is ruining somebody's credit and charging the hospital medical corporation for services rendered that could have been taken care of within a week, that now is carrying additional interaction, additional entries into the credit report that is going to charge the medical corporation, that is going to cause medical services to increase. So when you go to hospital in Indianapolis, part of what you're paying is ICM credit services, and they're scam. They're not interested in taking care of business and getting it solved. They're interested in piecework for their own corporation and their own people. They're fleecing the hospitals in Indianapolis. And most likely it's happening in every state of the union. Your medical costs includes creditor services. And yes, the person that engages in fraud or that doesn't pay their bill has some onus. However, when credit services agencies such as ICM get involved, they're dragging it out and costing the hospital additional funds when it could have been handled very expeditiously. And who knows? Who knows who they are? Who knows who they work for? But at this point, they are part of that communist cancel culture. And they're getting wealthy on the backs of the hospitals and identity theft victims. That's who they are, nothing else. The rest is a cover. Well, praise God in all that you do, because that's all you got. That's all we got. Praise God.
You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.